this is our group. My name is Martina.
My name is Ashley.
My name is Ankita.
And we also were dealt with the task of regenerating Queen Street in Aberdeen. We noticed a few things when we were looking at the site, and we thought this would be a great opportunity to help activate the city in a new way. One of the things that we noticed was that Queen Street was located in the heart of Aberdeen, surrounded by historical buildings, which to us has great value in understanding the character of Aberdeen and being so near the main street and that activity, that why not we take advantage of that and use it to Aberdeen's livelihood and well-being. Yeah, so there are some pros and cons to this project that we noticed. Because it is surrounded by these historical buildings, it's almost in a shell, so it's kind of hidden from the main street. So when you go on it now, the current state is kind of dead. There's not a lot happening on the street, but it has the potential to open up and be created in a more pedestrian-friendly way. So leading on to that, our main concept through our master plan.
So we first started looking at the site and deciding which buildings no longer fit the evolving urban need of Aberdeen. So we decided to remove the police station, the townhouse extension, and the car park next to the Marshall College. We added in a residential production multi-use building, a venue that serves as an overflow for Marshall College, the Art Center, and the church. And then we added in an art museum, a children's museum, to keep families in Aberdeen. Because that was one of our main problems we saw when we did site analysis, was that families were coming and then leaving. We also changed the shape of the council, and it now becomes this iconic building. It serves as a community center with the entire bottom floor being public, and then the council being on the upper levels. The buildings revolve around this urban landscape where there's this rhythm of concrete and grass, where there's different scale spaces for different people. We wanted this to be a place where locals and tourists alike could come, and also that you could have a yoga class, but also an individual art student would want to come to the area.
So elaborating on that a bit, we wanted to show specific views on the relationships between everything that was just mentioned. So we have this performance space and production space and various areas broken up in scale on the site so that you can see a relationship to provide opportunities for more activity. We want this to be a place where people go to do things, people go to create, craft, get the things done that they need to get done. And also to make a family-friendly atmosphere, so people want to stay in Aberdeen. So looking at our site studies.
So based off of our days in Aberdeen, we did site studies and evaluated things that we wanted to change and keep. So we did a diagram on circulation, special zone features, and a more macro-urban study, and as well as to decide what we want to keep and what we don't. As Ashley mentioned, we decided to take out the police station and the council. So some of these buildings, we redesigned them to have a more connection within the site. We also talked about circulation, as currently you're able to drive through Queen Street. So we kind of took that part out and made it more pedestrian friendly, more bike friendly. So we kind of played around with the circulation as well. We also look into the relationship of the site as well. There's different features that we wanted to keep and how they can relate to one another. So we thought of how there can be a section for performance and how there can be a section for arts and production, and we try to see how we can locate that through these site studies and how those correlate within each other. And then we did one where there's a more overall one within spread out of the site. So what we realized through that study is that there's a lot of pockets of green spaces. So we were thinking of how does that correlate back to our main site, and how does that respond within the more macro spectrum of the area. So we kind of did like a study of how like people are able to circulate through not just King Street, not just Queen Street, but the entire Aberdeen, and how they're able to view certain aspects. And those were such as the green spaces.
All right, so okay, so with these sections, we wanted to show how we bring people into the site and how to draw people in. So with our top section, we have 3 different areas highlighted. Our Children's Museum is like this leading zone of creativity since it's right next to the Art Center, and we have very easy egress through the bottom level so that it's like an interactive experience as you walk through with sculptures, different seasons of artwork that's very family oriented. Continuing to also, we have our marketplace area and public square. That's also where we hold our residential community building. That itself brings people in because that's where we want people to eventually call home. And right below it, it has everything we hope that they would need within the vicinity and become a production building, like cooking, shopping, working zone and area full of life. And our last area over here, we have our new council building. We want to look at it more as like a public center so that it's more open to the people of Aberdeen. It's used as this community building for classes, different workshops, things that are very much widely community-based that people can take part in. Kind of broken down into smaller scale spaces. We're still following our whole concept with this performance and production balance. So we have our art yard that adds gallery space to our existing art studio center area. That way we're trying to utilize some of these pockets that are in between our nodes that we place. As mentioned before, we have this sculpture path that's trying to enhance that pedestrian-friendly atmosphere. We have our performance venue that's very much there to be an adaptable space for events and any overflow that comes from these surrounding programs. And then we have our incorporation of green. So as mentioned with how we had found pockets of opportunities of green spaces throughout the city, we still wanted to continue that in Queen Street site with our pockets of green areas, since it does have a very natural connection that people enjoy. So that's what we really wanted, is that character, that residential community, and hopefully a sustainable integration in the future. And then the market again, as mentioned before. So why would you want to come to this area? We definitely noticed certain, on our trip, certain people that could definitely utilize this space. We have, since there's students nearby, we definitely have spaces that would accommodate them for like their downtime. So we have kind of open areas where it leaves the opportunity for children to play. People have picnics. It's more of an open green area that isn't very common or activated within Aberdeen. So when you go there, you can have a picnic from a place that you just visited. So we have the market nearby where you have a crafted sandwich, crafted item. You can take it over to the picnic side nearby, watch a performance that's out in the venue.
I think what Martina said is what we're trying to achieve. It's like we're still trying to attract people and have them stay into this area. But it's not just about them, but it's also about the locals, and I think that's really important too. And it's like how we noticed that, like Martina said, that there's these kids that come out during their lunchtime and they have nowhere to go. So I think we're trying to create these spaces for people who just, want to have this time to experience something new. And I think that's what we're trying to bring into this space in general. And as you notice that we created the green spaces as well, and I think those are like interactions of moving from one side to another, and that's how they kind of relate into this. You know, you're in this nice like courtyard or this green space, and it kind of leads you into this production area, or like as in this rendering, it leads you to this communal space up between the residential and the production area. So, and it gives us this calming vibe and space for people to, you know, have their lunch, have a daily activity, you know, you meet people, and I think that's what we're trying to
I
create.
think we've already seen something like this be successful with the roof garden, where we went and it's a garden or it's a park, but yeah, we saw people skateboarding, there's kids playing, there's people eating their lunch. We're giving people this space and then they choose what they want to do with it.
Yes, it's definitely the balance between the space starting to define what could happen there, but then the people are still able to choose and adapt to it however suits them.
Yeah, I feel like in a way they're kind of identifying their space in their own way, which is pretty unique to see compared to the rest of Aberdeen that we were at.
What also kind of helps with it is that all of the programs kind of stimulate each other. They're not very alien to each other. So when you're engaging with one area, like a performance area, you also can smell the smells of fresh bread or cooking that's happening nearby. There's many opportunities for different visual and sense stimulation that kind of brings a place alive.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to like the current the council place, how it's mostly, if you look underneath there's not much interaction. And it's just a building for the council people. But I think we're trying to take that idea and create this space where we opened up underneath for people and created green spaces and where people can walk and interact. And I think that's what our idea is, to create these new buildings, but an interaction with them within the site as well. So it's not, oh, I'm coming to Queen Street just to do this and this, and I'm out. But it's more like, I'm coming here like on a regular basis, you know, to, I don't know, have a cup of tea or something. But I think that's what we're trying to achieve throughout these spaces.
I think what's great is that we're surrounded by historical buildings, but yet we're giving people a place that's constantly evolving, that it's changing every day, every week. Maybe something is popular now, but then in a month it could be different, and they'll come back. They'll keep coming back because it's a new experience every time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we just wanted to thank you for the opportunity. This has been a great, challenging project to work with, especially getting to understand a place that we've never seen before, meeting great people, understanding different points of view and professions that go into developing an urban atmosphere and urban plan. So thank you again very much for allowing us to have this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you.